Hey everybody, Eric here, your Wednesday guy on FTM Transformers on YouTube. So I know it's really late and I think it's actually technically already Thursday. It's almost 1 o'clock where I'm at, but that's okay. I had to work tonight, but I am trying to keep up these videos now since I missed so many. So this week's topic is transphobia and trans hate and how to deal with it. My experience, that's what I'm looking for, my experience in dealing with LGBT phobia started out when I came out as lesbian in high school, and I got a lot of shit for that from all sides, but I also got a lot of support. This go around, coming out as trans, I have gotten a lot of support, and then a lot of people who just don't really say much. And I have gotten some negative responses, but not a lot. And honestly, a lot of the transphobia or trans hate came before I even really started transitioning, even especially before I started testosterone. Because now that I am on testosterone and, my voice is dropping and I'm starting to get some facial hair, I'm passing more and more every single day. I started going by Eric at work, all of that stuff. So the trans hate has gotten a lot less as I have actually started transitioning, which is kind of funny. It's kind of ironic. But before that, I would get pissed sometimes, and then I realized that really the only thing you can do when someone is being transphobic, whether it's a coworker or a random person, someone who isn't super close to you, I would try to ignore it. Try not to say anything. Because the people who aren't close to you in your life don't really give a shit, and you're not going to change their mind. So you really shouldn't waste your breath, your effort, your time to try to do so. Now, on the coworker thing, if you're getting crap at work and you have a supportive boss, talk to them about it. Do not let that shit slide. You need to take care of it. It's not okay. If it's at school, there are ways that you can go about taking care of that too. But you have to be careful because you don't want to upset someone and then get them angry. I have never seen this happen, but I know it does happen. You just have to be careful. And all of this depends on where you live at, in the country, in the world, whatever. For me, I live in the South, but I live in a liberal town in the South, so it's kind of weird for me. I haven't gotten a lot of crap for it. I've just gotten some funny looks or some weird questions or just oh. Now, the second half of this is the people are the people who are closest to you, your family, your friends, things like that. They take a little bit more effort. You can't just ignore their trans hate because it's your mom, it's your dad, it's your best friend, it's your cousin, things like that. You need to put a little bit more effort in. Now, it may not seem fair that you have to give the effort to make them okay with you, but this is different, and unfortunately, it isn't as widely as accepted as it should be. So, we unfortunately have to give a little effort, spend a little time to make people understand, to help people understand. So, when a family member or someone super close to you is phobic of your transition or mean about it, try to take a step back, try to see where they're coming from. Because if you see where they're coming from, you'll be better able to talk to them about it. For instance, my father is not okay with my transition. I don't think he's scared of it necessarily, phobic, whatever. He's just not okay with it. And that's leaning more towards trans hate. Now, he does not hate me. He is not outright mean to me about it. He is just plain and simple, not okay with it, doesn't agree with it, doesn't understand it, wants me to try every single other option in the book besides transitioning. It's not how that works. I've tried to get him to understand that. I've tried reading him the facts. I've tried talking to him about it. I really have tried to educate the man, but he's a hard one to deal with. I struggle with this topic, I really do, because it's one of the hardest things to get someone to be okay with you transitioning. To us, it seems so normal, and we are obviously so accepting of our transgender friends. But to a cisgendered, super religious, super conservative guy, it's not normal, it's not okay, it's weird, it's bad. So after trying to educate them and giving your best shot and making them okay with it, sometimes it just needs time. I wouldn't say ignore them. Continue to talk to them. Continue to have them in your life, but maybe don't bring up the trans thing. You might have to deal with being misgendered, and I know that's really unfortunate and that's not fair. But for me, I just kind of bit the bullet. Like with my stepdad, he's not against it, he's not for it, he's just kind of in the middle. He's really, really cautious about it. So for the longest time, he would still call me by my birth name and use female pronouns. And I finally, after a couple months, and when my girlfriend started coming around, it was just weird. So started coming around more, obviously. It just got kind of weird. So I asked him, I said, okay, so I understand you can't call me Eric. I understand you can't use the male pronouns. I don't like it, but I guess I understand. I didn't like that. I wanted to go to him and say, you need to call me Eric right now. You just need to do it. But you can't be so forceful and confrontational and black and white about it, because transitioning is not black and white. Gender, sexuality, people are not black and white. So I told him, I said, can you just not refer to me as female? Can you just not call me by my birth name? And he said, well, what about kiddo? I said, okay, call me kiddo. That's fine. It's great. Gender neutral. You've called me that before. You call me that anyways, so there's not that big of a difference. But now there are no female pronouns, no female names. Take small steps, baby steps. And that's really the best thing, is ignore the people who don't matter, because they don't matter. And the people who do matter, try to educate them. If you can't educate them or they won't listen, give them time, but don't ignore them. Just give them time on the actual transgender issue. And then after that, I don't really know. I don't really know what happens after that, because I'm still trying to figure that out. But educate yourself, educate them, love them, and just try to let them know that you're the same person. Trans or not trans, but now you are more comfortable in your body. So that's really all I've got for that topic, just because it's so hard to figure out. Every circumstance is different, but that's how I've dealt with trans hate. Just ignore the ones who don't matter, and try to be patient with the ones who do. So yeah, you all have a very good evening. I will see you next week. Yeah, I guess just have a good rest of your week. See you.